So I received a few messages from Jack Mole, and he wanted me to speak on this. Now the title says, Send U.S. Black Students to Less Advanced Schools. If any of you have ever listened to or watched Thomas Sowell, or who's the other guy? His name escapes me. I'm going to read you this article or these remarks that Justice Scalia said, and I'm going to tell you what a black economist said. And I agree with both of them. So all three of us believe the same exact thing. But we have reason and rationale to it. So U.S. Justice Antonin Scalia has suggested sending African American students to less advanced schools that are on slower tracks. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Oh, that sounds terrible. Scalia remarks made during a Supreme Court session on Wednesday, which was December 9th, before December 9th, surprised the African American community. No, it did not. I'm in the African American community. I am not surprised. Maybe it surprised all of the brainwashed leftists in the African American community. He made the comments while speaking at the court session in regard to a case concerning the admission policy of the University of Texas at Austin, dubbed Fisher versus University of Texas. Quote, there are those who contend that it does not benefit African American to get them into the University of Texas where they do not do well. Thomas Sowell said the same thing. Stop trying to bus black students to these highfalutin universities where they do not do well. I'm gonna come back to this. As opposed to having them go to a less advanced school, a slower track school where they do well. Thomas Sowell said the same exact thing. I have said the same exact thing, Scalia said. One of the briefs pointed out that most of the black scientists in this country don't come from schools like the University of Texas, and Thomas Sowell has said the same thing. I have said the same thing. In fact, most of your African American super successful people have graduated from where? Black universities. All black universities. I made a video directly talking about this. That there is in fact a place for all black universities, and they do not need to be swallowed up by these white institutions. I'm sorry, the black universities were made for a very good reason. And as much as people want to think that we should sing Kumbaya and rainbows are flowing all through the skies and unicorns are everywhere and Obama's in office so racism is over, you're all a bunch of idiots. Racism doesn't just die off. It festers and grows and spreads. Okay, now all of the white trailer trash that hate black people, now they all have like 7 children, and they are going to teach each one of these 7 children how to hate black people, and they're going to go on. And one of them, it's just the odds, one of them is going to end up your teacher, your professor at university. That's just how messed up this world is. Okay, you hate this white guy for saying, this Italian guy? I love Italian people. Not like physically, but they say exactly what they mean, and usually it's something smart. You know, not like Trump. Trump says stuff just to, you know, he says something and then he looks at you and goes, did that hit home? Did I get you? You know. The country's African American scientists went to lesser schools, quote unquote, he argued, because in those places they do not feel that they're being pushed ahead in classes that are too fast for them. Regardless of how he worded it, that's exactly true. If you go to one of these top schools and you are super smart, for your school, you are now in a classroom full of people who are top smart for their school. And their school has personal computers in the computer labs, up-to-date libraries, up-to-date food. I was talking to some woman and we were looking at a picture of food and they were talking about school lunches. And I was saying that Michelle Obama was trying to promote this school lunch program, but they're serving garbage, pizza, blah, blah, blah. And she was trying to say that these school lunches are great, but the picture was of fresh fruit, fresh berries, fresh nuts, fresh everything, fresh. And she said, this is what they have in private boarding school. And I said, yes, this is how I ate. In fact, we had a chef program at my school, just as a thing. We ate primo. And why am I talking about eating? Because for developing bodies and developing minds, that's what you need. These kids going to public schools, or even worse, these inner city public schools, they're eating garbage, filling their bodies with poison and toxins. They literally showed the kids as being lethargic in class. How are you going to learn like that? And even the best student then is at a disadvantage. There is no argument, no debate that the schools that black people go to nationwide, I'm not talking about me. Not everybody went to schools like me, and I know it. And stop pretending that they did. They didn't go to my private boarding schools. They didn't have the senior students come out and says that we've prepared for you tonight chicken cordon bleu, bon appetit. Yeah, no. Huh? They didn't have that. They didn't have a primo top of the line computer lab. Full music program at a high school. Advanced math at a high school. And I'm not talking about AP math. I'm talking about straight up advanced math, just college level, because math is math. No, it is without question. As a whole, as a group, black people are exposed to horrible schools. Thomas Sowell, and who am I thinking of? What is his name? I can't believe I can't recognize it. He writes for Town Hall. He said the same. So all four of us say the same exact thing. Why send a top black student from a disadvantaged background, educationally speaking? Scalia didn't say black people are horrible. He didn't say black people are terrible. He didn't say black people are stupid. They're not coming from academic rigor like I had. And then I studied overseas, which is college level in the 6th grade. Overseas schools don't play, but you are educated. I skipped schools I skipped grades when I came back to the United States and started going to American schools. It was like ridiculously easy. I should have just tested out at like 14. I didn't think of it. And I'm sure my mother wouldn't have allowed it. All four of us say the same exact thing. Affirmative action does absolutely nothing for first of all, it doesn't do anything for black people. The only people who are really taking advantage, who are really hitting it home, are the minority called white women, which is a friggin' kick in the damn nuts. How is a white person going to say that they are minority? I'm sorry, dear, your breasts do not make you a minority. Your vagina does not make you a minority. And you got all of that put into writing just so you could take advantage of these poor black, Latino, Asian people who were coming to the table at a disadvantage, and just to kick everybody in the nuts. You said, scoot over. I'm a minority too. I'm a woman. You're 52% of the population. You're not a minority. And a white woman is definitely not a minority. She is in no way disadvantaged. I've already broken down all the data. Women are not disadvantaged in this country and have not been for quite some time. They just keep preaching this stupid feminism crap, which is it just makes my brain hurt, really. And it's such a lie. It is like beyond. So the white woman gets all of these benefits intended to correct the ills of slavery, Jim Crow, lynchings, the Democratic KKK, benefits that were trying to equalize the black population because they were so disadvantaged, and white women stepped in and said, oh no, haha, fooled you, we're going to come get it. And then I'm going to take all of these benefits and go home and give them to my white man. It makes no sense. Now, we are supposed to hate Justice Scalia for pointing out that black people go to disadvantaged schools. And I have already told you in my educational videos, in my college videos, do not go. You decide not to go to these super duper, super hard schools. Why? I want you to go. If you're going to go to college, I want you to go to win. And what does that mean? I want you to come out magna cum laude. Okay? What does that mean? That means you are going to pick and choose the school that you can come out as You're not going to go to Harvard coming from the inner city. I don't care how many Lifetime channel movies you've watched. You're not going to go to Harvard coming from the inner city where you had your white hippie blonde-haired 30-year-old teacher try really really work with you and tutor you personally every day, taking his own time and buying you candy bars so that you could stay awake, and because you stay up at night in your single parent home, and because everybody's yelling and the walls are thin and you and your mom sleep in the same bed because you're just so poor. No, not going to happen. And you don't come out magna cum laude at Harvard like that. No, you be I want you to be as smart as serpents, right? You pick the school that you can go to and you come out number one. I don't care what school you go to, but I want you to come out number one. This whole thing, life is a game, and I'm trying to teach you how to play it. Now, they want you to be mad at this white man for saying this Italian judge for saying that, and they have the picture of the people yell, oh, he said something about black people. It must be bad. It's not bad. It's called logic. He's trying to tell you something. When you go to University of Texas, black people flunk out. Black people who were top 10 of their entire school are now in the bottom 50 percentile of University of Texas. What does that tell you? That says don't go to University of Texas. Go to University of Nevada. Go to University of Louisiana. That's what it means. That's what it means. Why would you go somewhere and be in the bottom percentile? Why? Especially when you have the track record of being the smartest kid in your class. But it's the smartest kid in your class at your school. If your school sucks, it's not a very big deal. But here's the game. If you come out magna cum laude from University of Nevada, people are still going to say, oh, we need to hire this guy. He's magna cum. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. No, you're not at Harvard, but you know what? Those types of schools are not just for education. They're for all sorts of social manipulations to get you into certain positions, probably that you have absolutely no desire to even go into, mainly politics. That's where those people go. Now, I'm not saying if you are into politics, go to Harvard. Still don't go to Harvard. Go to somewhere under Harvard, under Yale, Brown. Go somewhere else that also graduates political people. And there's a black school that you can go to and come out again into politics almost the next day. Stop allowing people to manipulate you. Thomas Sowell, and oh my God, his name is on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, there is nothing wrong with Justice Scalia. Yes, he's conservative. It does not mean that he hates you. He probably has black friends that he has lunch with every day. And all of these people are trying to play like he's so super racist. Yeah. Black people, you are conservative. I want you to sit down and I want you to write out what you believe in. Then I want you to pull up the Democratic platform and then the Republican platform and the Libertarian platform and see which platform you agree with. I bet you'll be shocked out of your mind that you do not agree with the Democratic platform. They just announced that they're taking God and religion completely out of the platform. Completely. And nobody can talk about God. Nobody can thank God. Nobody can say bless you. Anyway, thank you for watching the Scalia Live Show.